What's up, guys? I am back with another video for you. We are going to install the MSD Gen 5 LT4 two-step, or LT series, sorry, two-step. Part number is, if you're looking for one, it is the 87331. You guys have probably seen a two-step before, but it's just it's a big harness with a bunch of plugs, and the little plugs, they go in between your coil packs. So what we got going on here is not really a hard install to put the two-step in. There are going to be some quirks that I'm going to have to figure out. For me, there is a benefit. My coils are kind of easy to get to. However, with the big old Magnuson blower on here, we have an issue with our, let me see if I can get in here for you. There you go. We have an issue where our plugs for the coils are underneath or will hit the blower. So for me to get this harness on here, what I'm gonna have to do is unscrew the coils. Some of them not too hard, like this one here, you know, 2 screws for the number 1 coil. Should be able to pull the coil back, get to this plug up here, put the pigtail in between it, and screw it back down. Now, where I end up routing the rest of the harness and stuff, I haven't figured out yet. So step 1, let's lay the harness out and see where it is I think I want to route this thing. All right, I kind of laid the harness out. I don't think I want it to come forward. I think I want it to go back. It'll be a much cleaner installation. So you can see I've got the harness laid out here, kind of where it's going to go. Now this end will kind of tuck up under here. Of course, zip ties will be used to secure everything. The other side goes around the back and down here to this side. And then the box mounting, I don't know. You need to be able to get to your adjustment here for the two-step. These little dials adjust the RPM that the two-step hits at. And I'm thinking the cleanest look is gonna be kind of down here, where I can still get a screwdriver in there. And this harness can kind of come around and go here like so. That's what I'm thinking. Now, how I'm gonna mount it there, because I obviously don't want to drill any holes into the strut tower, but 3M makes a really good double-sided tape, so I think that might be an option, is to double-side tape it right here, get it stuck like right about there. Oops, sorry. Get it stuck about right there, and I think that's going to be a nice clean install. Be able to see the light to make sure that the light works. Now, I don't really know how I'm going to wire this up yet. What I would like to do ultimately is have an arm switch and then have it wired to the brake pedal, to where the brake pedal, sorry, sun is setting over here, have the brake pedal activate the two-step once I arm the power switch, and then when I let off the brake, the two-step deactivates, and boom, down the road you go. So, you know, the way that this is mounted up, it's only a 1-wire dealio. So you have 2 wires on a two-step, MSD anyway. You have a solid blue wire, this one here, and that's if you want to activate it via a ground signal, ground switch. And the blue and white one is a 12-volt switched power to activate the two-step. So I think what I'm gonna do first, sorry for the squint here, the sun's killing me. I think what I'm gonna do first is try and get the coil packs out, try and get the harness plugged up. The car should still run without the two-step wired to a power source, because you switch it on and off. So the pigtail, I think the power just runs right through the pigtail. So I'm going to try and plug up just the harnesses. Now, some of them, you know, this side's not too bad to get to because I've got use some wiggle room. I can move things around, get a screwdriver underneath here to get to these T30 Torx bits. This one back here is pretty hard to get to, but the plug is free, so I think I can get to that plug and not even have to take that coil pack off. Now the hard side is going to be the passenger side, because the passenger side we already have hoses and things run through here. We got our evap system going on here. You know, there's a tank in the way. I don't know if I can get to all of these Torx bits here, so that's going to be a pain in the ass. But we're going to give it a shot. Oh, sorry, sunburst for you. We're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. So let's just start. I started with the hardest one. This one here, obviously with the tank in the way and all these hoses and the harness and everything, was going to be the hardest. You got the dipstick here that's mounted to my coil down here. And I went with the hardest one and I got it on there. So using a handy dandy concoction with a 1/4 inch drive and a 1/4 inch socket, I managed to get the Torx bit in there. You know, these things aren't torqued down real hard anyway, but I managed to get it off, get the new harness plugged in here. As you can maybe see, it's right here. And now I'm gonna try and move on to the rest of them where I think I have a little more room. If I get this side done, that side should not be too much of an issue. So let's keep on going. Well, it was inevitable. I knew it was gonna happen. I was hoping it wouldn't, but I knew it was gonna. I have dropped my T30 Torx bit somewhere down there. It's down there. It clinked and clanked and tinked and tanked and bounced and binged and pinged and chinged, and well, God only knows where the hell it's at now. So, what are you gonna do now? Fortunately for me, I have another T30 bit in the house. So that one lives in the ZL1 now. Let's try not to drop this little guy here. Alright guys, I got smart because this one back here is a real tight fit. I was afraid I was going to lose my little Torx bit here, so I got some electrical tape and I taped her up in there so it won't come off. I cannot afford to lose this bit again because I don't have another one. So I think we're good. Let's get this last one, number 8 cylinder. All right, little guy, get out of there. Let's try not to drop you down into the cross member. Yeah, success. Yeah, sure, Steve, build a race car. Why not? It's fun, they said. Build a race car, you'll have a blast. Put a 2-step on it, you'll get better launches. It'll be fun. It'll be a whole lot of fun. Just do it. Oh my God. There's no room back here to get the plug out. Okay. Jeez, I thought the number 2 cylinder was hard. Number 8. Ah, there we go. Number 8 sucks. Oh my God. Oh damn. I broke a nail. Forgot to mention too, guys. If you do this, make sure when you put your plug in, of course this is your lock, it goes up 2 clicks, and then you push the black to pull the plug out. But when you put it back in, make sure you squeeze the heck out of it until it clicks before you lock that down. Otherwise it's not in all the way. There we go, 1/3 of the way there, guys. So I got the whole Passenger side done here. Of course, you know, we'll zip tie it up and keep it away from the engine as best we can for a finishing touch, finishing stage. But I'm not gonna button it up. Sorry, sun there. I'm not gonna button it up till I kind of start the car once they're all plugged in, make sure the car still starts. So now we're gonna go with what I hope is the easier side on the driver's side. Let's get that all done. I'll spare you the video time lapse. You get the idea. So I'm gonna do this and I'll be back with you in a little bit. Yes, it's in. Man, you know, I ain't got the best back in the world. I hate bending over an engine bay, but it's done. We got them in here. Again, the harnesses are not, you know, zip tied up all nice and pretty yet or anything like that. We got the box over here just kind of sitting here right now, but it is in, it's routed as you can see, and all the coils are back on. Everything's good to go for now. So here's the moment of truth. Let's see, let me make sure there's nothing in the way of any rotating assembly parts or anything. I think everything's pretty much out of the way. I don't have any tools in here except for that T30 bit that's down in the bottom of the engine somewhere, engine compartment that is. But all right, everything looks good there. So I hope I'm not screwing anything up. If it blows up, it blows up, I guess. But let's see if it starts just regular. Well, let's see if it starts. You ready? Haha! Car still runs. That's a bonus, the car still runs. Now what I'm gonna do is use my handy dandy HP tuner here, and I should be able to check diagnostics and read the codes and see if there's any codes. No DTCs. That is a good sign. Exit, gauges, connect. All right, well, we got no codes. Car's running, sounds normal. So it's revving, so that's good. All right, well, I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna wire a temporary momentary switch to the battery, just to see if it works in park here. And if it works, then I'll figure out how I want to wire the switch and brake switch if I do that, maybe later, whatever. Sorry, rambling, but let's see if the thing actually works by wiring it up to a 12-volt switch. All right, guys, I've wired a temporary momentary switch to 12-volt power. I haven't tested it yet, but I got the car running and warmed up. I ran a temporary lead off the fuse box here for 12 volts, and it runs just out of the car to a switch. I have a momentary switch right here, and then it goes up to the box. Now, so far so good. I'm gonna try and talk over the engine. I have this set at 2,500 RPM, and this is the little indicator LED to tell me whether the two-step engages or not. So the first thing we're gonna do, and I haven't done this yet, so it's live, you're live with me, but here's the momentary switch. What I'm looking for when I push this is that little LED light comes on, and it does. See? So, in theory, the two-step should work. Let's try it, huh? I'm not gonna lie, a little nervous anytime you do something big like this. Well, it's not really big, right? But anytime you do something like this, you're always a little nervous about making sure everything's good to go. So first I'm going to try and rev it without the two-step on, and see how that does. Let me get in here for you. Where can I get you? You can see right there. So rev over 2,500. Right, good. Now I'm going to hold the two-step and then see if it works. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yes. So I go to the floor, and then when I let off this little button, blammo. I know it's not exciting for you guys, but this is the first time I've done a two-step, man. That's pretty neato. Let's do it again. Well, let's wait till the sheriff the sheriff passes a little bit here. So I'm gonna hold the button and floor it. Awesome. Now I'm gonna hold the button and then let go of the button and see if it continues revving. Yep. So that last time I just let go of the button and it let go of the two-step. Freaking sweet, guys. I'm excited. So hopefully this is gonna help my launches and things like that. But I just grabbed a momentary switch that I had just to test it and see, make sure that I got all my plugs together, all my wires are clicked on tight and correct. Everything seems to be working fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill the car here, and I'm gonna go back in the engine bay, let it cool down a little bit here, and I'm gonna go in there and zip tie my stuff up and start, you know, mounting it properly, running the wires inside the car. Let's at least get the engine bay buttoned up here, and then we'll wrap up this video. All right, guys, got the two-step kind of buttoned up here. The switch is a temporary install that you'll see, but got our fuse box here, which we wired the switch into. And of course it comes down, and you know, temporary wire kind of up over here. I'm gonna get some wire loom and kind of make this a little bit better, but you know, for now, yard mechanics, it is installed. We've got our two-step box right here. I use some heavy 3M double-sided tape. Let me tell you, it's on there pretty damn good. It's not going anywhere. And I can adjust my two-step control very easily with a little screwdriver right there. We've got the main harness zip tied nicely here. Everything in the back is all tucked up under there, so it looks good. We've got this all wired up as hidden as I could get the two-step. Here comes a loud country truck, but you know, we got our zip ties here. We've got it pretty well hidden in there. Looks pretty good. And then same thing on the other side with all these hoses and stuff. I couldn't get it quite as pretty, but here you go, wired in, looking, you know, as good as I can get it. So it looks professional, semi-professional installed, you know. But that's that, you know, from a distance here looking at the engine bay. Looks pretty good. If you're not really hunting for it, you might not even see it. It's not like I got a big two-step box right here. You're gonna wonder what all the wires are, of course, when you're looking at it, but it's not a show car, so who cares? Inside here, I've got them going through this plug, and I've left a whole bunch of slack on this red wire here that comes from the fuse box, and I've got a whole bunch of slack zip tied together and tucked up under there. So that's kind of what I've got going on, and I've got my little switch here, and I think I'm just gonna kind of I've got some Velcro on there, and I'm just gonna stick it on there like so. I can pull it off the Velcro and hold it if I need to. Obviously it's not going to hold very good with the Velcro there, but temporarily it is wired up in case I don't find a more permanent solution by the time I go race. So at least it's there, it's usable, I can test, play with it. And yeah, with the door shut, let me show you with the door closed here. You know, it's not too bad with the door shut there. So again, I just wanted something kind of temporary. I don't really know how I want to permanently wire the two-step. I'm going to have to talk with some people that know more than me. Maybe you know more than me. Can I wire it to the brake switch and have like a constant on switch to where I arm it, and then from that switch to the brake switch, and then from the brake switch back to the two-step? Would the brake switch act as the intermediate if I have a master toggle in line? Let me know in the comments if you happen to know this, and better yet, if you know what wire it is, you know, let me know. I can get under there and I can test it with my my voltmeter and all that stuff, but I'm tired. Been working all day today on the car. Made 2 videos today, so I'm gonna call it a night. I guess the only thing left to do is to test the two-step one more time with a launch on the street, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright guys, well there you go. Two-step works. It's a little slow off when I let off the button. Could be just because we blow the tires off, of course. But we're going to do some testing on it, get this thing figured out. Until then, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one.